No More Heroes is one of my favorite games of all time. For a good long time, it was my favorite game ever. And playing it again all these years later, after a long, long, long hiatus of about a decade, I can certainly tell you that it absolutely holds up. In a lot of ways, I almost feel like I enjoy it more than I did when I first played it all those years ago, long after it first came out. This is a game that I think has sort of transcended what it is in a lot of ways. It feels more like art than a game in some aspects. This is the kind of thing that other developers, the AAA developers, people like Naughty Dog, game developers like basically every AAA game into existence, Sony Santa Monica. Like this is the kind of game that those guys strive for. Something with great characters, fantastic cinematography, wonderful dialogue that really makes you relate, understand, and care about the characters, right? Regardless of how little focus they get. And on top of all that, it's a fun, engaging video game. Like this game does things radically different than modern games in that respect. Rather than being entirely focused on the story, right? It has compelling gameplay that rewards you with compelling storylines as you climb through the ranks and defeat all of these bosses. Now, what's the story of No More Heroes? You are a guy who wants to be the best assassin. That's basically about it. You are a guy, the number 11 assassin, who has to kill the 10 assassins above you, like all of whom are completely different in design, fighting style, mechanics. There's a lot of variety here in this roster, and part of the thrill of climbing through these ranks, tearing through mooks with your beam katana, is seeing what the next boss is like and what they have to offer. And every single one, as I've mentioned on this channel several times, is incredibly engaging and offers a very interesting perspective on the world and the relationships between the characters. It's very compelling stuff. I've read several articles and made several videos discussing the higher themes and philosophy behind No More Heroes, and it is surprisingly complex. In a lot of ways, I would argue that although this is a less serious topic than something like Killer 7, which is all about like political drama and the relationship between people and communities and countries. This one is focused more on this idea of chasing after a goal and realizing a vision and the hopelessness of attaining happiness. It's kind of it's surprisingly morbid in its way, in spite of like describing itself as a comedy in that way. It's this kind of thing, right? That makes playing through this game again and again and again so compelling. Like every single time you play through the game, you notice something different about the characters, the way they act, the way they behave, the way the relationships interrelate over each other. Maybe you're reading too much of it into it, but maybe you're not. Like the characters are so well realized and so well designed and do so much stuff to make you excited to fight them that the game itself has more meaning. Like it makes you care about the story, makes you care about the gameplay, which is something that I don't think enough modern games really do. Like you're excited to get to that next boss. You're excited to see what comes next. You're excited to see like how the relationship between Travis and Sylvia pans out. Ooh, that is absolutely something I really should be talking about here. Like Travis and Sylvia are very possibly like the best, very best dysfunctional couple in all of video games. I can't think of a single relationship that basically sort of parodies the video game concept so well. Like if Travis beats the game, if he accomplishes his mission, Sylvia says she will sleep with him. That's the entire joke. Like, if I become number one, will you do it with me? Like that's the goal. That's the reason you're killing all these people and going through these going through these, paying this insane prices, like, so Travis can have sex, supposedly. Of course, it's a quite a bit more complicated than that, but ooh, wait. With such a unique character dynamic, like Travis and Sylvia, every interaction they have just comes across this very, comes across like in this way that you think something sinister and unnerving is coming. And you keep thinking that something grand and spectacular is going to happen. And in a lot of ways, that's true. That absolutely does happen, but not in the way you might expect. It's the entire game is like that. Like, you keep expecting something great, and the game like subverts your expectations, but in a way becomes better than what you were expecting. Like, each boss just oozes style and substance and keeps you excited to play this. I remember I got this. I bought this game around the same time like I was getting into Metal Gear. I had just bought like Metal Gear Solid 2, and I believe like Zack and Wiki for the Wii, both of which are considered to be great games. And the one out of those three that I played the most that weekend was No More Heroes. I kept playing No More Heroes until I got to the very end. Like, and I think I do fully believe at this stage that No More Heroes is a far superior game to Metal Gear Solid 2. In some ways, I think I would argue that it's probably better than Metal Gear Solid 3, the highlight of the series. Like, No More Heroes, I think, stands up with some of the best games Nintendo has ever produced, like including Yoshi's Island, Super Mario 64. Like, this is a game that I have been playing, that I have played through dozens and dozens and dozens of times, and I think I will keep going through it over and over and over again because I love everything about it. I love the presentation, I love the style, I love the design, I love the characters, I love the mechanics, I love like the creativity, I love the NPCs, I love like the world of Santa Destroy, the weird aspects, and it's all really interesting to say this because like No More Heroes is a very fundamentally flawed game in a lot of ways. Like, there is a lot of padding. Like, in between each mission, you're supposed to go out and raise money for the next one. But like, it's done in such an interesting way, and gives you a break from the action, and is so quick, right? And you level up during this period, right? You get stronger, get new equipment, get unlock new wrestling moves. Like, you honestly don't mind. It really does feel in a lot of ways that you're preparing for the next encounter. It's not something that you're just do it like it's not something it's not something Travis is just doing. It's something he's taking very, very seriously. It's a very interesting commentary on gamer culture. Yeah, I have read articles about that. Like, maybe I'll make a video about that in the future, but in a way, I think this is what makes No More Heroes truly special, in that in a way its flaws make it better than what it would have been if they weren't there. In a lot of ways, like, I think No More Heroes 2 suffers from not having the same sort of design that No More Heroes 1 did. And that's probably a subject for another video, but No More Heroes 1 is absolutely a classic and is a game that you should play. It's available on Nintendo Switch for $20, and you should absolutely check it out.